Today we have an unseasonably warm day. It's about 70 degrees here in central Maryland. It is late February, and typically I wouldn't change out a box this time of year because everything is nicely sealed by the bees. But this one is so rotten, and I'm doing hive maintenance right now, that I really need to change it out. This one is going to be changed out with this other hive box that I just did repairs on. So we're going to pull the rotten box. We're going to move the frames over to this this new deep box, and we'll see how the bees are doing. So we already smoked the bees. What the smoke does is it blocks the alarm pheromone that the bees have and makes it to where they just stay calm when we open the box. Got a couple of stones on here to keep the hive top from blowing off in the middle of winter and then freezing to death. Ask me how I know that happens. Everything is stuck together with propolis, which is more or less bee glue. This is the outer cover. This is the inner cover, which exists to help mitigate condensation. And you'll see this little notch in the top that if moisture builds up on the inner cover, it helps make it run out. It also helps get a little bit of air circulation from the entrance out the top, keeps things dry. See, some of the ladies are climbing on the bottom of this box. You can see through the side here, they have plenty of honey frames, and this top box is still chock full of honey, more than enough for them to get through winter. So we're gonna leave this with them until probably about April 1st. We're gonna wait till the nectar flow goes and see how they're doing. So let's pull the top box off. And because it's an odd time of year and they might be touchier, let's give them one more thing of smoke. There we go. All right, now we're gonna lift this guy off. I'm gonna set it right over here. And we're gonna lean it. The reason we lean it is we don't wanna lay it flat down because it's gonna pick up grass and dirt and other things. This is what it looks like here. Looks like they have a lot of honey at this level too. So we're going to be careful as we open this and try not to break open too much honey and have it dripping on them. All right, let's start pulling frames. I'm looking for good frames to pull that are toward the center here. Oh, we broke a frame because it's all rotten and bad. I can fix that one, but it's not something that's going to get fixed this time of year, because I would have to pull the frame, and it probably has resources on it the bees need. I also need to put them back in the best order that I got them from. See, that's an almost entirely honey frame. You see how dark the honey is? That is autumn honey. We want to put it back in the order in which it came, because toward the center of hives is where they keep the brood for the most part. It's where they need to keep the hive the warmest. Right, we're halfway done because this is a 10 frame box. Now this isn't a time of the year I would typically see brood. There's probably a tiny bit in a cluster in the center, but not a lot. Brood is more or less the babies. I'm going to look in this frame because this is a good candidate to have some. No, it's all nectar, and I'm not sure where they're getting it from, but here it is. All right, we're getting there, ladies. We're getting there. I'm not sure where the queen is at the moment. This one, I only took a little bit of honey from back in the summer because it was a developing hive. This is one that I rescued from near Patterson Park. It was a homeless swarm, and they've done really well for themselves. Came out and captured them and rehomed them here at the garden. See that, like that, those bottom ones that look like they're full of peanut butter, that's pollen. That is the protein source for the honeybee. Because fun fact, honeybees are just wasps that went vegetarian about 150 million years ago, because they evolved from the wasp. And that's not just honeybees, that's all bees in general, because, fun fact, most bees are solitary. They don't live in a hive. Honeybees, these guys pretty much eat pollen as their protein source. And then everything, oh, this guy has pollen, and I'm not sure where he's getting it this time of year. In fact, it could be chicken feed they're taking, because it's very early and it's so unseasonably warm that the bees are very confused right now, to say the least. Now here I'm debating what I'm going to do, because this is a big piece of foundationless honey. You see, I'm debating what I'm going to do here, because this is a foundationless frame, and the frame itself isn't that strong. It's actually coming apart as I pull it. The bottom piece of it is attached to the hive below it. So I'm doing my best to kind of jimmy it free and hope we can pull it up just enough to be able to move it out of here. Like, I'll probably just lean this frame out and let bees from the yard take from it, because this hive has plenty of honey. It has more than enough for the next 30 days. I'm not really concerned about it starving, and I would rather give the honey back to the other hives. Like, see, the frame broke. Here's the top. Oh, I shouldn't have dropped that. Here's the top part of it. See if we can pull it out without it coming apart. There we go. See? That's the rest of it, and it's beautiful spring honey because it's all light. So this is an old reserve for them. Have our top frame. Here we are. We have our box changed out. It's not rotten. It's good and solid with a with a refurbished box that I have up here. I did put in a new frame because we broke one, and I'm going to show you pictures of that again in a second. But it looks like everything's about ready to go. And this box was about 55 pounds. These boxes can get as high as 80 pounds, the deep boxes, because each of the 10 frames is about 8 pounds.